I remember my first day of junior high. I was stopped by a group of older kids with the most devious smiles I had ever seen decorating their faces. They asked me what my name was, confused. I told them, like I told everyone else. Devis Matwawana. And they laughed. I used to struggle with identity growing up. I used to feel like you needed to pick a group, pick a clique, pick a culture, pick a race. I guess at some point, everyone feels like they need to act a certain way or be part of a certain group. But for a long time, I didn't. I was raised in a suburban neighborhood to an African dad who was a businessman by day and a musician by night, and a Bermudian mom who was more likely to let me watch Buffy and Star Trek than Barney and Sesame Street.
So are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Let's end this party in style.
I spent the better part of my childhood backstage at my dad's concerts or watching an unhealthy amount of sci-fi, superheroes, and rom-coms. I was weird, goofy, and flamboyant. I spoke my mind and I spoke articulately. I made up imaginary worlds and went on thousands of adventures with my friends. And then all of a sudden, being unique wasn't cool anymore. So like everyone else, I became a shell. I became what I thought I should be. I became what everyone expected me to be, the social norm. Act like this, talk like this, dress like this. That's not cool, that's weird, don't watch that, don't sit there. That's where the rat kids sit. I like the rat kids. I was a stereotype, a stigma, a demographic, and I was what people needed me to be, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with how people saw me, but I wasn't prepared to change that, and I had no plan to change that. In my first year of high school, a pretty redhead from improv club came up to me and asked me one day, "Do you sing?" I said, "Yeah, kinda." She then handed me an audition list and said, "You should do the school play. We really need guys." Before I knew it, I was in a stage production of Footloose in the lead role with a bunch of people I probably wouldn't have talked to if we weren't spending hours of free time learning cues, lines, songs, and dances together. With my friends I hung out with, there were only certain levels of weird I could be. But with my fellow castmates, I could be myself. I could be goofy and eccentric, and they'd be twice as goofy and eccentric. They taught me that I didn't need to hold back all the time, but I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't there. Not yet. Senior year, I tried to branch out a bit. I hung out with more than my standard crowd, dressed in clothes that fit properly, and started looking at theater as a possibility for the future. But I was still pretty reserved and kept to myself a bit. So when I auditioned for a bit part in a play called Cabaret, and got the part of a cross-dressing pansexual club owner in a suit who was only known as the MC, obviously I was a little freaked out. The last play I was in, all I had to do was pretend to be cool. This required a bit more than that. The play was full of strange costumes, sexual innuendos, and public displays of affection that I was a bit ill-prepared for. Sure, it's just a part. It's just acting. But it's acting in high school, where everything feels like a big deal. Everything is the worst ever. Everything is the end of the world, and I was going to dress like this in front of an entire student body. A large population of that student body seeing me exposed. Without my shell, they were going to see me how only theater kids saw me. Me how only my closest friends saw me. Everyone would see. Before everyone knows it, it's the preview for the school. Everyone's nervous, completely freaking out, trying to remember dance moves, trying to remember lines. It's just a play. It doesn't mean everything. Or did it mean everything? Suddenly, I was out of my own head, and I could see everyone. Everyone was nervous, and I realized that everyone in the cast is in the same boat as me, completely freaking out, trying to remember lines, trying to remember dance moves. It's just a play, it doesn't mean everything. But it's high school. For us, it means everything. The band starts, and I walk on stage.
Meine Damen und Herren, Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, the Kit Kat Club is proud to present a beautiful young lady from England. She is so talented, so charming, so... Only last night I said, I want you for my wife. And she said, why? What will your wife do with me?
I become this strange character. I'm the first one to talk and the last one to leave. I'm strange, I'm odd, I'm eccentric, I'm goofy, I'm ridiculous. I do what I want. Because that moment wasn't about me. Moments are something you share. It's never just you. At some point, everyone has to figure out who they are. Or maybe they know. Maybe they've always known. But we're just too scared of what people might think. So you hide in your shell and pretend you're no different than everyone else. But different is okay. There's a scene where I'm dressed as Father Time and we all count down the new year.
Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies.
Streamers fall from the rafters and the lights go out. When the lights come back on, I'm standing center stage dressed as Baby New Year. There's roaring laughter, and I take it in. I take it all in. When the laughter subsides, I say an unscripted line, in character, and I say it with pride. They laugh again, and it's still the greatest sound I have ever heard in my entire life. And just like that, my shell was gone, shattered into a million pieces. I had made the declaration that this is me, and this is what I love. I was comfortable in my own skin, because I was exactly who I wanted to be. I was naked. Naked for the whole world to see.